Ask me something, my dear.
So you have a lot of material up on YouTube. You seem to make a point of having a lot of your teaching be accessible. What happens in the immersions that's maybe not available is in the teaching that's available online?
Well, we do our part. We do our best. Whatever you see online, whatever is on the YouTube is, some of it is pure gold. I'm sorry, it's very good. People constantly write very sweet responses, but that's not the real work. The real work happens at the immersions. The real work happens in these specifically created containers. Whatever happens at these immersions, essentially, cannot be conveyed in any format, communication. And this is one of the reasons why it's so difficult to convey, even by people, or above all else perhaps by people who come to these immersions. And then, when they want to speak about this in terms of what they actually went through, we all find ourselves like, wait a minute, where to even begin? But that's not the point. The point is that what is out there is essentially to introduce, to give that just first taste of what this teaching potentially is, this timeless teaching. But the point is not here that it's very difficult to convey the actual experience. The point here is that what is available out there is to give that qualitative taste, just a flavor of the nature of this work. But the true experience, along with true understanding, because those go hand in hand, can only take place in a container which is essentially specifically created for this transformative work. It's not about what we talk during the darshan, during these discourses. And it's not only about the wild, often experiences that people go through. It is the combination, it's the sum total of everything that creates this life-changing, profound impact, where I don't know people who do not get deeply, deeply touched by this work. It doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter whether they stick with these teachings or not. My observations are these. And that's what gives me incentives to keep going. This is what gives me incentives not to compromise on the format of these works. Many people, many of you are aware, who have been at these immersions, how much time we actually spend together. So, in order to really, really know about this work, all it takes is that willingness to come and have first-hand experience. And it doesn't matter what kind of awakening, what kind of spiritual background one has. The bias in the modern world of spirituality, that awakening is the open door to the transformation of consciousness, very often is considered to be the end in itself. Whereas awakening, speaking from any perspective, any tradition, is the portal to begin the journey. Prior to that, one can do whatever one wants. Prior to that, do as you please, as it were. But when awakening takes place, a profound journey begins. And these immersions are precisely designed, tailored as containers for culturing that awakening throughout its progressive stages, from the activation of consciousness, which is inseparable from the life force, even as Ramana Maharshi has spoke about on several occasions, to disperse this myth of the path of knowledge versus path of yoga, or path of the heart. All these paths ultimately lead to one end, and that is to release consciousness from its contracted state and facilitate and unleash this process of the ascent of consciousness and descent of grace. But there has to be full engagement to go through all its phases, through all the, so what I often call in Christian terms, stages of the cross, or stations of the cross, so that one can truly complete this journey. Otherwise we settle in on these loops of ready-made, oh, it's all already fine, I'm already awareness and no work needs to be done. Well, if that's one's understanding, we can just shrug the shoulders. I mean, those who have gone through this process will just smile at that kind of statement, or that kind of perspective. So really, this what is a truly a motivating factor, and you know, this immersion is a lot of fun. I mean, not just fun. Sometimes it can be to the colics in the stomach, because when the stresses begin to release and begin to leave the body, it is accompanied by quite a profound phenomena, and rocking with laughter is just one of it.